I don't know why it take. Okay, there it is. And we are live. Hey everyone. Hope everybody is doing okay. And you know what I'm doing. I'm doing my little share. So give us a second. Hope everybody's doing okay this wonderful Sunday.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Jasmine.
There's got to be an easier way to do this, and I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it one of these
Hey,
days.
Charles.
Mr. Charles. I did that one. So for those of you who are new, you have to excuse me, I'm on another page because I'm sharing. But for those of you who are new, we do this every Sunday. It's open discussion. So come with your questions, your suggestions, a little friendly parent advice if you have it, and join in. It's open discussion. And it's all about parents, helping parents. Linda and I are parents just like you guys. I can't talk and do this at the same time.
And
Linda and
I'm
I,
Linda. Okay.
yeah, I'm Nita. I'm one of the admins.
And I'm Linda. I'm the
That's
other
it.
admin. And she's setting up she's sharing it into our other groups. Hey, Catherine and Lisa. And anybody I missed.
Can you check NorCal? I don't know if I did it twice. I might
Okay,
have
yeah, go ahead.
made a mistake. And I'm going to share it here. So if you are on the main page, feel free to share, share, share. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, it's right.
All right. Okay, good. So hope everybody's doing okay. Let me get and see. Hey, Catherine, how are you doing? RS. I'm waiting on my children to come in the door, so that doorbell will be ringing shortly.
Here we are. Hey, Danon. Danon said salutations, ladies.
Well, salutation. Hey, Kenyana.
Hey, Kenyana.
Catherine says, I finally got an ABA position. Oh, well, awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. I know you've been waiting for that. I bought myself my favorite all right, Paw Patrol lunchbox. All right. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Angela. Hope the family's doing well.
Mr. Charles.
Hey, Charles switched. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle went over there too. I wonder what. Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Daniel has a question.
Okay.
Oh, Calvin says she can't wait. It is exciting, isn't it?
Yes.
That's really good. Daniel asks, I have a question. I found out through a mental health medical record that I suffer from Asperger's but was not diagnosed. Is it wrong that I was never told about this. Uh, I guess, let me see. You found out from a mental health medical record. Was the record written a while ago, like it was notated on there before, but you weren't told?
Or was it
Or,
his parents?
yeah, or was it your parents? Somebody withheld it from you? Or you just now found out that that they just now put it in your record and you just weren't diagnosed before? And another good thing would be, how old are you? Hey, Carrie. Hi, I'm from England and I live in Essex. Welcome.
Hey, Carrie, welcome, welcome.
Uh, Angela says we're trying. We're trying. Kids started physical therapy again Friday. They have not had any therapy since before Christmas because of Riddick being in the hospital and then COVID. That was a challenge. LOL. Yeah, yeah. There's been so many different things. It seems like back to back, and it's been really hard on our kids on the spectrum. Their
Yeah,
schedules with school and therapy. Yeah.
whole lot of
Well,
adjustments.
well, I'm glad to see it's going to start back up again for you guys, Angela.
Kiana says Daniel is loving his new school. Awesome. And has finally made two new friends. The only problem now is he is picking up quite a lot more autistic traits and behaviors. Is this common when kids are placed with other autistic kids? I don't know about being common if they pick up the traits because they each have their own, set of traits. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not
Sorry.
sure. Oh, go ahead.
Uh,
Go
uh,
ahead.
so he just got put into a class now. He finally got his placement. Remember, like a week or two ago, she was talking about it. So I think he might have started last week.
Hmm.
Uh, Previous to that, I think he was in Gen Ed, and they were just waiting for him to fail to be able to put him over to a special needs class.
Right.
So one thing is though, that I did notice with Emily is, depending on who was in her class in certain years, she would pick up their, I don't know what to really call it, their tics, um,
So like a
or their
mocking,
behaviors. Like there
like
was a kid
mocking.
in her class used to go like, he used to always do this.
Uh-huh.
And he used to just always do that. And then Emily started doing it. So it's things that she's seen that she would start doing. So there was a couple of things that she would do that the other kids did, and we knew it was from school. And then there were some things, of course, that were independent, behaviors from her alone.
So it wouldn't necessarily be autistic behaviors. It's just him mocking the other kid.
Well, it could be mocking, but it could be more copying, and maybe they did it because that kid did it, and then they got used to doing it, and it became a habit for Emily. So she
Okay.
saw the kid making the face, she made the face, maybe she liked the way the face felt.
So
But anyway, so she started to do it, and it became her thing.
her thing. So what is he doing, Kenyana? What is he doing in class? Hello from Colorado. Hey, Jason. Hey, Angela says okay, OT starts this week. All right, awesome. Hi, Sonia. It is normal for children to mimic. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, that it's not necessarily the autistic behaviors, but maybe he's seeing another child do
Mm-hmm.
something, so he's doing it,
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah.
Kids learn from others, so, and that's one of the reasons. Just going back on this, like when you have early intervention, one of the hopes that they tell you when they put the child, well, I know here, when they put the child in a Head Start program and they mix the kids up, because especially the nonverbal, because DeAndre started in a nonverbal classroom. So the hope was he's around other kids that talk, that maybe he would start copying what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So in that other class, that mixture of kids.
Yeah. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, mannerisms. It's kind of like when it's like the common understanding that you hang around somebody enough, you guys start acting the same. And kids, especially because they're at the growing and identifying themselves kind of age. And I don't know how verbal everybody in the class is, but I do know that Emily watched people a lot and she did pick up their mannerisms.
Okay, so she says sucking his fingers, telling the teacher no, and he started rocking. Okay.
That that could be two things too. That could be he's copying the kids. So find out from the teacher, is there anybody else that does that? That's what we used to ask the teacher, different things that Emily would do. But then the other thing is, because the work and the demands are more his level, he's probably doing more work instead of just it going over his head and him just brushing it aside. So it could be anxiety, and this could really be stimming.
Mhm. And hey, Victoria, how do you get a caregiver to realize they cannot take their eyes off the littles for a second? I guess you would have to talk to them. Yeah. Is it someone that's babysitting or something like that? Yeah, um, I would definitely talk to them.
And there's one, Lisa has a question. So I have a question. My granddaughter, she is 3 years, 7 months, and she has always humped when going to sleep. Has anyone else had this occur? And hey, Paula and Kevra. Um, I haven't seen it. I have heard somebody else say this about their kid that is on the spectrum. Anybody have any input in this? It'd be appreciated.
Hey, Carrie, thank you. My son's 18. He got diagnosed when he was in year six, so around about 10 or 11 years old. But he's doing so well now, considering how he was before. So just wanted to let you guys know that things do get, yes, yes. Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you.
Um, hey, Robert. Um, okay, Angela says, is there any other known options for grinding teeth besides mouth guard? You can hear Riddick grinding his teeth from a different floor in the house, 5 rooms away, and there is no way he will keep a mouth guard in. He's already chipped, broke teeth from it, and the last week he's been chewing furniture and the picnic table. The chewy tubes don't seem to be hard enough. He has every color corkscrew, in the corkscrew thing. Want to find a chew necklace or something, but don't know where to be. Are you talking about when he's asleep or when he's awake? Of course, I know the chews would be when he's awake. But
Oh, did we lose Brenda? I know DeAndre used to do the same thing, but you're saying he broke uh his chipped his teeth from it, but they didn't want to even put a mouth guard in him. They just told me he would grow out of it, but it seems like Riddick is really getting down with it.
it was accident.
Did you have
Um,
something
no,
about
I have
the
no. Oh,
chew
what was
toys?
that?
Did you
No,
want
I didn't. I didn't address that part. I guess because I don't know the different strengths. If anybody knows anything about the stronger chew toys, um, if you guys know anything, like some were soft and you guys went through this, uh, it's appreciated if you let us know that there's, Angela is looking for information on it. Also, it will get to a point where when he grinds his teeth, it'll be at a certain level. Like, so some of his teeth might be chipped, but outgrowing it is one of those things. And so when he first starts doing it, of course, yeah, you're gonna get some things going on. I don't want to say wearing them down, but you're going to have until they're to the point where when he's grinding, it's not nicking certain teeth. There's also, that's what, the reason why I asked too is because there's also some medication for it if he's sleeping. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's something
DeAndre used to do it. His would start when he got sleepy. So I knew every
okay, yeah.
time. And it was loud. It was irritating too. But
It sounded like he was chewing teeth, huh? Yeah.
yeah, but the dentist, she talked about the mouth guard thing, but then she said, well, we're gonna just wait because he wasn't doing any damage at the time. So she said, just wait it out. He'll outgrow it, and he did. He did. He outgrew it. Hey, Lorienda. Okay. Thanks for dropping in.
Hey, Lorianda.
He doesn't listen. It's my very, oh wow. Okay. The hard-headed husband. Oh, I don't know how to make him understand
What was it? I missed her thing.
how
What?
that he has to keep his eyes on the littles at all
Um,
times. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I could offer only to talk to him. Hey, listen, you have to watch the
Mhm.
kid.
You know what you should do too? What might work is, I don't know how well it will go over or work, is when they get into something, like I've seen some of the things that they got into, have him be responsible for cleaning it up.
Yeah, they make a mess. It's on you. You were
It was
watching
on,
them.
exactly, it was on his watch, yeah. Because I think one time it was laundry detergent, and there was, one of the last times it was car oil.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. In like the
Mr.
laundry room or something. Yeah, there was
Mr.
some doozies.
Charles says, I am 73 years old and on the spectrum. Indeed, things can continue to get better and better. Thank you for that, Mr. Charles.
Hmm. Thank you. Paula says, so lockdown in Ireland for the last 13 weeks, great, but the meltdown really bad now. He wants to make the ground go away. I think that's what she's saying. I think that's what he wants me to make the ground go away. Yeah,
Makes the ground go away.
I know. We were talking about this the other day, my family, and there would be things that Emily would have a meltdown for no reason, or you couldn't fix it because it was unfixable, it was unchangeable, and that's kind of like that. Hopefully, he gets better shortly.
So Michelle and Catherine recommend shoe necklaces for Angela. So, and Michelle says Art Therapeutic has some great ones. So that's something to try, Angela. Shoe necklaces from here when he have seizures. Oh, okay. He used to chew on his shirt's remote control glass case.
This one right here, I'm gonna address really quick.
Okay.
So she, I think it's she. Hello, my child is 5 years old, and uh, on one of his sections, his therapist said heavy metals could cause autism, and I wanted to know if we have medication that can get lead out of him because he got exposed to paint in his childhood. The thing right here, because it can happen to anybody, the thing right here is I would take him to his pediatrician, tell him about the exposure to paint, and have him deal with any lead levels that are too high, lead in his blood, have him test, and there is medical treatment in the hospital for
But
such a thing. As far as finding commercial lead removal, there's not really any proven one. So I would talk to his pediatrician if you feel like it's a true medical situation with lead in his blood.
and I want to also say about the lead too. Usually, before when they get their schooling, before school, when they have their exams, that's part of their blood test. They usually automatically test the children for lead poisoning. I know
Yes,
here they do
mhm,
because so many of the homes here were built in the 40s and 50s when they were actually using the lead paint. Now it's, you can't, it's illegal. You can't use it anymore, but
mhm,
some of the older houses still have it. So it's one
mhm,
of when they go in for their examinations for school, that's one of the tests, lead tests. Now, again, if you're talking
mhm,
about something else, then
mhm. And so I guess it would be the question: is he already in school? Has he had his blood tested? But you got to be really careful with that, because if you feel that he really has lead toxicity, you want to make sure you're dealing with the hospital and not some things that you buy online that aren't proven.
yeah.
And then read all of the symptoms of lead poisoning or lead toxicity.
And I'm going to say, and this is just me saying this to you guys, please be careful. Please be careful. I know,
Definitely.
yeah, a lot of people, there are places that, and we had a discussion about it, but just know who you are dealing with if you're trying to get metals or out of your system or whatever you guys are doing. Just make sure you do your research before agreeing to anything, and the cost can be astronomical when you can get a
Mm-hmm.
lead test at your doctor's office.
Exactly. And there was somebody in this group before that the little girl got sick, and she got physically ill, and they showed pictures of her. She was like, my daughter's recovering in the hospital, and they were she had high lead levels in her blood, and the hospital was treating it, not something they bought on Amazon, not something they bought online. The hospital was treating it.
Hospital, yeah.
So you want to seek out medical attention for that. If it's too high, they will deal with it.
Hello, Pauline. Riddick chews everything. Hurts my teeth hearing it. Yeah,
Oh.
I can imagine.
Mhm.
I remember that noise. It used to irritate me. Oh, Lord, stop it. I know I just fake teeth, but I'm fearing if he does this after. Hopefully, Angela, he'll grow out of it. Maybe you can find something to replace,
Mhm.
the grind or the urge to grind.
Mhm. And the thing too, like when he so when some teeth are missing and stuff, that can change his that can change the habit of whether he's still got. I don't know if they diagnosed him with TMJ, but it can change with his bite and everything changing over the years. And yeah, because they're baby teeth, yeah, I would say more along the lines of treating it if down the road if it's still there with the adult teeth. If he does it often enough, the teeth will grow in accordingly to an extent.
Mhm. I'm 28. Things do get better. I'm in RBT, ABA. All right. See, we have some testimonials. Things do. 73-year-old and a 28-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yay.
He does clean up and is angry at the littles, but
Um,
can't seem to understand that if he watched them closer, half the messes wouldn't happen. Right.
uh, Catherine says right here that Rob said search online heavy metal toxic removal. Again, I'm going to say you can research what lead toxicity is like. As far as removing it, if it's an unsafe level, have your doctor test him if you feel like it is. he will tell you if it's too high or not, and if it's at a high level that then they will treat it. It's not going to be something that they say, oh my goodness, he's horrible, and they don't have anything to treat. Hospitals can take care of that. As far as trying to treat it yourself, if it's a high level, I don't feel that would be safe, because you don't know the type of product that you'd be buying. Even if it, how would you know if it's reliable or working or not? There's lots of scams going around.
Yeah. So just be careful. I know
sure.
everybody wants that they have that hope for something to happen, but yeah, be careful with these heavy metal type things. And Angela says Riddick as well. Yep. And that's how most of the houses around here, some of them are older houses, so they use the lead paint, and they worry about kids chewing on the window seals and everything.
Because they said even the dust will have the lead in it.
Yeah. Hey, Pammy.
He does clean it up and angry at the little ones, but can't seem to understand that if he watched them closer, half of the messes wouldn't happen. Yeah, I was going to say, you know what? And hopefully it's only Victoria listening. It's probably going to be a situation where it's easier to just wait out the kids getting into things, like outgrowing that, than it is for that side of things to change. Because if he doesn't, if he's just gonna get angry and he doesn't mind cleaning it up, then why change, right? I mean, but we know moms and dads do things somewhat different, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, moms are more likely to chase the kids around the house. Don't touch this. Don't do that. Don't get in that. Whereas dads, I'll address it when I need to address it.
Yeah, they'll wait till it's done and then say, "Oh,
exactly.
What did you do?"
Exactly.
Yeah, Catherine, but still research. Yep. Always research.
Yep. And because
Never
you wouldn't
just
want to
go for what someone tells you.
Exactly. And you want to know what the levels are anyways if you're concerned about that. And how would you know if they changed if you never got the base level done? Michelle says in Kansas they check the lead levels as well. Emily's had hers checked the metals through her hair.
Yeah, Angela, what here before when you get your when you go to the doctor to get, how you get your yearly checkup. That's one of the tests for your physicals for school is lead. One of the blood tests they give.
And Catherine says the homeopathic is safe. We've done it. I'm not saying that it's not safe. I'm sure there are some out there that are not safe, but it would be unsafe to treat him yourself for something that you feel could be at a high level that should be treated medically. Then it would be a danger, for sure.
And,
I mean, that would be a
I'm going to say, be careful of homeopathic treatment. And this is for me, and it's just cost. And you still should do your research. It's the alternative method. You still need to do research, especially when it's dealing with metals.
And homeopathic is not FDA. It does not go through the FDA the way the medications do. So it's not regulated or proven.
It was high on the low end.
On the low end at the time, which was at 5, need to go back soon, actually recheck the levels. Yes, because there's just so many things out there that promise so many things as far as, like, say, homeopathic things, especially regarding autism. But you want to make sure, number one, it's safe. Number two, if there's really a lead issue, you want to make sure it's effective. Okay, take care, Lorianda. Thank you. Tell Brandon
Thank
you
you,
said hi.
Lori, and
Michael gets the same way. Moms and dads.
man,
I need help, please. My son's behavior is getting worse by the day. He's 8 years old. He's autistic, but it's really getting me down. I don't get no help apart from my partner, but I feel like a failure.
you are not a failure. You're trying, just like
Mhm.
the rest of us.
And you say it's getting worse day by day. He's growing. He's growing and he's crossing different stages. 8 years old is really at that where they're growing up, but maybe his level of understanding and independence isn't the same, but he wants it to be. That was a difficult time for us as well because their body's growing, but so they can get into a lot more, they can do a lot more. Their mentality is uh, what they'd like to do and what they're capable of doing could be different than each other, and that can cause a lot of frustration. And feeling like a failure, you're not going to be the first one to.
Right.
I'm going to say you're not the only one who's ever felt like that in this situation. It's going to come, it's going to go, it's not going to be the last time. But know that you're doing everything you can. You're here and you're seeking support. So you're already showing a lot of effort just in that. But hang in there.
Hang in there. Hang
Yep.
in there. Good, bad, and ugly days.
Yep.
We've all
For
had
sure. For sure.
them. Are
Okay.
you my
Oh,
teeth? Oh, you grew out of it. Okay.
and I finally just got over them maybe about 10 years ago. Biting my nails and grinding my teeth. I was diagnosed with TMJ too.
I still bite my nails.
Yeah, I only stopped because I had been before COVID. I was getting my nails done all the time, so I
Mhm.
stopped biting them. Tevra says, my son has never had a behavior at home. He has been away from the school atmosphere but has developed different mannerisms. But I can't determine what triggers it. So now his sleep pattern is affected. He usually cleans his room but now needs assistance but refuses. I don't want it to become a pattern. Uh, Anybody else going through this right now? Uh, he's been away from school atmosphere, developed different. Uh, Emily's done the same thing. She picked up two really different. I would have thought she got these from her classmates. There are two different tics or stimming that she has right now, and I know for a fact she didn't get it from school because she hasn't been in school. And they recently started, and it's just something she picked up. And her sleep schedule is really off. And
DeAndre is here too.
mhm.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just got off during it just was so sudden and then
Mm-hmm.
everything just went haywire.
Yeah.
hmm
I think too because when they used to go to bed, they would know waking up and going to school, but now they're not
Now,
going to wake up
right.
and go to school. So their whole thinking process going to bed to me seems different.
Hey
Uh,
Danielle.
hey Danielle. Tevra says, I care for a child who was pica and they suggested some form of coating after ingesting the lead, but I will go back to find the document. Oh,
What
pica,
was
because he was eating, when they eat things that aren't
oh
food and they
okay.
crave it, that's pica. But the reason he was, because he has pica, they were afraid he would ingest lead through eating different things.
Yeah. Because
And
you can
again, I
get
would
it
talk
out
to
of
the,
dirt. You can get it out of the dirt or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And again, I would talk to the doctor to make sure if you feel like they're ingesting lead, make sure you uh, seek medical attention from your doctor or information from your doctor regarding that.
I just
Damon says pick your
purchased
battles.
new house plants. Haven't had them for years because my son would know them over and run his cars through the dirt. Yeah. There's a lot of unusual.
Oh. Danon says, though, in a lot of cases, homeopathic works more effectively than other things. Now, we're not disagreeing. We're not saying that homeopathic never works.
Right.
We're
Right.
saying be careful.
Be careful.
And like, say if you had you had strep throat, doctor's going to prescribe antibiotic. Maybe there's something homeopathic, but something that is proven is antibiotic. So I'm not saying that it's not going to work, but there are things that don't work. Mm-hmm.
Just to be careful, because there are scammers out here, and they will tell you anything and try to get you to believe that something will help, and when it really doesn't. So that's all we're saying. So yes, things work. Some things work. We're not saying.
Yeah. The document was approved by CDC for the lead testing. So yes, research is effective. Yes, research is very effective. Because along with lead poisoning, some people, you read some articles talking about lead poisoning being the cause of autism or a cause of autism. It also will come with other symptoms, thinning hair, other things that will physically affect you. So yeah, research is always, I'm like the big researcher. Yeah, I'm definitely not against research.
Is good.
Yep, exactly.
And Michelle says, you are not a failure. We are all dealing with the change. If it's hard on you, imagine how frustrating it is for our littles. Yeah. Have patience. Yep. Do your best.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Robert also says, never a failure. Even though you feel like it sometimes, you're going to keep on, keeping on, right? Autism has a way of making you feel like you're failing. But you're not. As long as you're taking one step in front of the last one, you're still continuing. You're doing good every day, right? What do they say? Like one step at a time, one day at a time. We might have to go by 10 seconds. Another 10 seconds. Just take each thing as its own instead of compiling them and remembering everything. Deal with each situation as they come and let it go. I know it could be hard. It could be stressful. Yes, this is open topic, Tiffany.
At the beginning of the new academic last year, I made him join mainstream class, and he has a problem with attention. How do I help him? I always like to ask, is he getting some kind of therapy for the attention, or helping him to stay focused on a task? Did you want to add to that?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
No, you know more about that one than I do.
Yeah, I just want to know if she had if he was getting some kind of therapy.
Danon asked Steve what led you to consider an intro. Danon, in the support group and across the groups, when you join one of the new groups, we appreciate introduction, just so people know who you are, and that's one of the things in the rules is to start with an introduction, and then after that, posting is very welcome.
What was it that he said?
Him and Steve were kind of talking about the other group and the introduction, yeah. And where's this? I think Robert says organic foods as much as one can. And that's a hard one because a lot of our kids don't eat a whole lot. I don't know if Emily. Yeah, she really doesn't eat too many things that I have an option for organic. My son has a bad behavior about school and going back now since they haven't gone. And he's waking up at odd times super early in the AM. Is he going back to school now? Like you're in the midst of him going back now, like you're going through this right now? Or is he still out until next year or next school year? Robert says, beware of dyes in food and drinks, especially red. Yeah, and that has been a
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
mm-hmm,
And Mr. Charles says, sounds like me when I started first grade. The teacher had to send home several notes because I wasn't paying attention in class. I had a pencil and paper and was busy counting by 76. Mr.
Yeah.
Charles, pay attention.
Robert asks about essential oils. Essential oils are, I feel they're effective. I've seen a lot of people come through and say they feel the same. Whether it's the ones that you may do it, certain ones you may put on your wrists or your temples and your ear. Some of them you just put it in an oil diffuser, and the scents alone, like say lavender essential oil, lemon, citrus will give you energy. Lavender makes you calm. So yeah, I definitely think
Yeah,
that it's
lavender is a
beneficial.
big one. I like the lavender in my bath water.
And I don't even,
just burning a lavender candle is nice.
See, I would like to do that. It gives me a headache. The smell of lavender.
Does it? Really?
Yeah, but the benefits are so good. So yeah, it's hard. Basil is one of the calming ones as well.
Really, basil? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's basil because I bought a candle of it. You have to, yeah, absolutely. You have to do your own research. Yeah, completely. Yes, you do have to research, and it is your decision, your child. So, even based on what the doctor tells you, based on what the doctor tells you, you still can research. And what I like to do is I like to research if I know what I'm going and talking about. So when I go to the doctor, I can ask the questions regarding the research that I did. Autism and related is never simple. Again, never a failure. Nope. Never
ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like DeAndre says, never, mommy, never.
Tiffany says he goes back in August. Yeah, you know what I would do with that? I would just keep maybe a calendar, whether you feel like he can relate to it or not, because in time of crossing off each day, maybe he can get used to it. A calendar leading up to the day of school, and just saying at least once a day to tell him, this many days of school, or that it's coming back no matter how he feels. And then the sleep pattern, I don't know how this is going to go over with a lot of us. It may take a bit.
Yeah. She says, thank you, everyone. I suffer with depression really bad as well, so days are getting very tough for me. I feel like everything I'm doing is wrong with him. No, know that you are not alone. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. It's a lot of us that suffer from depression, and we're always, like Linda said, we're gonna think we're failing in some way or another. But no, you're not a failure. What does Mr. Charles have to say now? In the Roman Empire, lead poisoning was scourge of the upper crust of society.
Like the richer people, yeah.
Lead chloride was used as an artificial sweetener. Expensive dinnerware. Yeah, now
I remember that.
Because my grandmother had, especially with the little gold around, she had the china pieces. And they tell you it had lead on the back. which could dissolve in acid food. Wow. He is not in therapy. Do I see a pediatrician? Yeah, if it's a concern, if it's a major concern, I would talk to the teacher about his attention and talk with the doctor and see if you can get some sort of therapy, like ABA or something like that to help him stay focused in class. A lot of us parents like me, I had to resort to, and I'm not telling you to tell the pediatrician, this is in no way medical advice, but my son takes medicine because he has ADHD, so his memory is just very, and his focus is very short. So, but yeah, I would definitely talk to the pediatrician, but try some therapy. It might help him. Sorry, I'm here eating dinner. You ready for your day? Hopefully, you are taking medication for depression. My late second wife, Heloise, su- suffered from depression, and I could see how it at times colored her view of the world around her. Oh, yeah, hopefully, you're getting that taken care of. I agree. I hope you're getting it treated. Why at the age of 11 they start calling names? What do you mean? Calling names. Why at the age? Why did I miss something? Why at the age of 11 they start calling? What do you mean, Iris? Let me see. Did I miss something from Iris? She said, why at the age of 11 they start calling names? I'm not sure what.
I think it's just another behavior. I mean, it can happen really at any age, and probably with her child, it was at this age.
What
Um,
you mean calling names though? That's where I was lost at. Calling names.
yeah, are you like she's talking about negative names, like calling people names, right? Is that what she's talking about?
That's
Oh
why I
yeah,
was.
yeah, bad names.
Okay,
Just
bad names.
that's like as
Okay.
if I think that's the same thing as if you ask somebody that on children that are neurotypical, why did they start cussing at a certain age? I don't know if everybody's at a certain age or not, but it's something that when they get to that age, that's what they start doing. It's almost like a phase. I mean, and this is probably, I mean, hopefully it's a phase, but it's going to, there's different behaviors for different ages and different stages of development. So I guess we could almost like get rid of the age and say it's just a stage. And I guess hopefully it stops. I do know we lived near this junior high before, and those kids had the worst language walking to and from school. The worst language. My kids got to junior high, and that's when they said the language was the worst. But then it calms down in high school. It's almost like they get to this age like I can cuss and I can swear and and they feel this certain like this certain I don't know certain age or privilege or power or whatever through it.
I can do
But
it
it was
now.
there were 11, 12-year-olds. Yeah, and that was about their age, 11 and 12, and then what up to maybe 13.
Pam says I use essential oils. Okay, I love them. Okay. Do you use the basil too? Because I've never tried it. I wonder if somebody else
Mm-hmm.
does. Pam. But I love the lavenders. Oh gosh.
See, and I like them. Yeah, it's just I tried
You can't
every
use it.
form too. It just gives
Really.
me a headache. I couldn't even use it. Like the baby bath that has lavender. I couldn't even use that for Emily because it would give me a headache. The sleepy time bath or something like that. Danon, what I would do is I would seek you can find free legal consultation or advice sometimes on the phone. I would seek that out from a family lawyer.
And the lemon helps. Okay. Catherine says lavender and lemon. If you are dealing with a pediatrician, yes. If you see a psychiatrist, you can talk to them about some schools also have school-based. Yeah, yeah. Great, great, great advice, Michelle. Talk to the schools. You're allergic to lavender. You get headaches, and Michelle is allergic to lavender.
Oh yeah, I
And
wonder.
I love it. Oh my God.
And everything seemed lavender scented.
Yep.
We were someplace
They
in
have the
Japan.
Epsom salt, the lavender
Yes,
Epsom.
and they do. And sometimes that's the only kind they have. Yeah, sometimes that's the only one I think, oh, I can't even buy it. Because, they got the regular one, then they have the lavender one, Dr. Teal's or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I went in this field, like we were at this like garden thing in Japan, and I came across, and I was like, I smell lavender. It was a whole area just of lavender.
Dedicated.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's why. It's holy basil. Holy basil is for anxiety, and you could take 2 drops of that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I just bought the candle, and some people even make like a little. They take the leaves, they bundle it, and they burn that.
Okay. I called people names before I was 11. My dad made me stop. Shame on you, Mr. Charles.
And the thing is too, I'm not saying that it will for sure work, but we treat our kids on the spectrum the same way. If we expect a behavior to go away, you do have to work on it with them. As far as you still have to work on behaviors. You don't just wait for it to go away. Whatever you would do with your neurotypical children, as far as guiding them to do the right thing, you still need that guidance, regardless of how you do it with the child on the spectrum. It needs to be something, though.
Yeah. She wants to know how to stop it, please. The name calling. Any suggestions?
Again, the same thing. I don't know too much about. I think it's a boy, about him. But you can take things away. You can restrict privileges. Show him that whatever way or means that you do as discipline, it's the same thing. We are asking him and excited for him, but he's screaming no and saying no and not happy. He's usually not like that. I think so many kids are out of sort right now because when's time ever been like this? Never. It's never been like, okay, you're out of school before school's even done. This is really unprecedented. So it's different for me too. I mean, I can say I'm struggling with it. They say right now for mental health, the calls are higher than they've ever been because people are really having a hard time with this. It's not normal. So for us to expect that they're going to still be normal in their same routine or their same mental state and their still way of thinking is almost unreasonable. So it's just like us. We're having a hard time. They're having a hard time. It's just change. They're not any different as far as needing to adjust as we are. I've got ADD, so I'm no stranger to struggles. Never mind 2 sons with autism. And I think he's responding to Shay. Shay?
Give me a second. I have to block someone.
Okay.
I'm looking.
That reminds me, staying focused and on task is one of the things I have had an increased hard time with. Any suggestions on how I can learn how to more effectively overcome this? I guess it would depend on what kind of tasks you're speaking of. Yes, we did that the week we were leaving to my mom's to visit, and he did really well and like that. Then I think on that part, Tiffany, it may take just consistency, and the sooner the better. So what, we're in June, he's going back to school in August. It won't come as a surprise if he's going to resist. When kids resist things like that that are still necessary, like say school, just keep telling him, because him resisting and crying doesn't make school go away. So same thing with the calendar. Even if you do it every night at bedtime, it's consistent and he knows. And if you just totally ignore his fit when he gets upset or cries, okay, whatever, make it like the very last thing. But let him know that the crying is not going to help it go away, because it really isn't. School's going to be here no matter what, right? That's kind of how they work with you in ABA. They it's almost, I forgot what they call it, but it's ignoring it, and the behavior will eventually cease because it's not effective. But you have to choose to not let that behavior be effective. And I'm not saying, Tiffany, like I'm telling you to do this or anything. I have a hard time with it too. I mean, we all have our own things that we go through with our loved ones on the spectrum, and I go through something very, very similar. Staying on top of things with experts is key, and that's to Shay again, and that's from Robert. It is. It's to not feel like you're doing like you're a failure and you're doing everything wrong. Robert's right. Whether it's his teachers, whether it's his IEP team, his pediatrician, I don't know if you have a neurologist or psychiatrist treating you for his autism. Just stay in tune, on the same page with everybody, and you'll know when you get to that level that when you're thinking what services he has and what else to seek out, you'll kind of come to a loss because you have everything already. So you're not going to continue to find new things. But the more research you do, and then one day, it's almost like one day you look up and everything that everybody's talking about, he's already got for him going. Like say the ABA, the OT, speech therapy, things like that. They just one by one, they all come into play, whether it's through the school program or through you seeking it before school. I don't know how old he is, but like I said, one step at a time, and it makes it a lot more doable. Yep. Swearing is junior high is like a phase of growth and empowerment. And that's, for kids, and that's Dana. That's just like what I was saying. And 11, it seems like, yeah, that's about the same thing. But just like you would with your neurotypical child, if you're not going to let them swear like that, same thing. But you know your child better than anybody else. Yeah. What will affect, what can you do to affect him? Whether it's taking away his iPad, video games, TV. Vanilla essential oil is good for depression and relaxation, like lavender. Lemon reduces anxiety. Yes. The only thing about the vanilla is it makes me hungry. It makes me, because it reminds me of baking, like, these things cooking. But I do use the vanilla.
Now, Danielle mentioned about the swearing in video games. Let me tell you guys a story. A quick one about DeAndre. Now, you guys know he likes all kind of racing games. So me, I'm not up on racing games, types of things, right? So what is the Grand Theft? Mm-hmm. Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was in there. It's like, okay. I came in the living room. I remember I was sitting on the sofa. And he was back there playing his game. Now, mind you, I don't play him, so I didn't know. Mm-hmm. All I heard was, shit, flip that. Oh. I was like, what on earth is that? Are you serious? And he was mad at me because I went in there because he has, the PlayStation 4, so they download stuff. I had to lock him out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
mad. Now that's one tantrum that I can
Yeah.
remember he ate. I'm
But
like,
see,
what?
you still stuck by it because you wouldn't let Nando have that
No.
game, right?
Oh
Hmm.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And I think that game, I think if I'm not mistaken, I spent, was it $45 or
Yeah.
something
It's like a
on the
mainstream.
download?
Yeah. Hmm.
But after I'm like, are you serious? They do that much cursing? Oh my God. So
And
now I have to
it gets
listen
worse
to
than that
all
on there
his games.
too. You probably want to go in there and shut the door before you play the video game. Turn it down.
Right, right.
You'd be like, all right, she's about to hear this.
Whether
um,
they outgrow that depends on the individual. I have known grown men who had difficulty uttering a sentence without throwing in a couple of obscenities. I have a potty mouth too myself.
and Robert
Thank you,
says,
everyone. Okay, go ahead.
Robert says one type of oil is not for the person. There's another one. There's the next one, and that's true. There's so
Mhm.
many that
Yeah,
will treat like yeah, just like you said,
there's a
like
lot of
lemon for
different
relaxation.
oils.
Yeah,
Yeah.
holy basil and
Hmm.
what was that? Lavender. So yeah, there's a few different. I mean, for everything you probably find at least
They
one.
even have the machines now
The diffusers, yeah.
that you can have all
Hmm.
different type. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
That can just get you through the night. So yeah,
I bought mine at I think I got it at Target. 'Cause Target even has the essential oils.
I burn sage every now and then, Catherine.
Oh, sage is another
Yeah,
good one. I forgot about that one.
and you can also try therapy. Yeah, I have my little sticks, my sage, the incense stick.
Oh, you
Uh,
do?
mhm.
Yeah, I think the candle that I got, the holy basil, has sage in it,
Okay.
and I can't find it anymore unless
Uh,
it was all burned up.
yes, yes, he has ADHD. Also, we started him on ABA just before the COVID, but we had to stop. Okay. The ABA one definitely help.
Hmm.
It should. I shouldn't say definitely, but yeah, ABA, hopefully it'll help.
It's another thing about consistency as well.
Yeah.
ABA. Um,
Key ingredient and salt timbaka dishes. I never heard of those.
hmm. Taver says exactly, but as they seem to encourage, seek medical attention because alternatives create different effects. That's like I think Michelle said she's allergic to lavender, and then I get a headache from lavender, and then
And I love it.
yeah, see, and there's like I think it's allspice. When I cook with allspice, I get this really bad like throbbing headache too. It almost feels like a
Really?
lavender headache. Yeah, but there's just certain things, and it's a natural thing, right? But there's just you don't know how it's going to affect you. And if you feel like you've tried something natural and you feel off, yeah, it'd probably be best to talk to an advice nurse or your doctor.
Little say, yes, they do, Michelle. They hate change. Yes, it
Um,
depends on the task. You try to reward chart, a reminder list, etc. Good advice, Catherine. For me, my
Jen said,
reaction to change often depends on how well my parents prepare me for
I see Emily's the same way. That's thank you for that, Charles. That's really good information. Emily's the same way. The more we prepare her for something that's upcoming or changing or we think might be an issue, the less anxiety she has and the better it goes. Um, Dayton says that, so he was talking about always being off the task or not being able to focus. He said general tasks. He said I get far too easily distracted and focus shifted from one thing to another instead of being able to properly stay on a given task. I'm the same way. I do find that if you if you research certain things, there are certain things, certain foods, certain supplements that can help you to an extent. And some of it's just plain discipline for me. I have to just stay on it. Dean says a half a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar can be an effective deterrent from kids swearing. Worked really well for my daughter. Now, okay, now that's what Danon said.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what Danon said. Okay, but you didn't hear from Autism and Us. And I will say this right now: it can cause the scorching down your throat, and it can take the enamel off your teeth. Okay, so I'm gonna just put it
Oh,
out there that
but you know what? I try.
it's
This is
chewy.
not in no way an advertisement, but I am taking my apple
how
cider
did they
vinegar.
how did they taste?
It it's not as good as they make it seem. That's what made me buy it. Oh, it tastes good, but
She looked so
you know
happy
they're
tasting it.
okay.
Okay, I
It's,
wondered about that.
oh yeah, oh
We
yeah.
take the cap.
I can't do the. Ugh.
Oh no, no, I could do it, but I just got I wouldn't stay in the habit. It's easier just to take the capsule, and I found the capsule that actually has the mother in it, so it's just as effective. Hey,
Yeah,
Dinah.
yeah. These supposed to have the mother in it too. So
Yeah, I've seen those are really good too, as far as a good product.
what Mr. Charles say? If those oils were really essential, I would not be living today. I have managed to live 73 years without them. And that's all
Essential,
Mr. Charles.
essential. That's why. But you know what? You know what, Charles? Maybe you've seen them in nature. Maybe you're out playing and you're playing among the basil and the lavender and things like that, and the lemon. So we don't know. But yeah, that was a good one though. Transitions are challenging. Just hold on and keep trying. That's what Tevra says. Yes, transitions are very hard. That's when they show the different characteristics of autism. That's one of the characteristics. So, like I said, even not, even for neurotypical people, this is a hard time. This is unprecedented. It's never, been here before. We've never gone through this.
Never.
No.
Catherine, yes, to behavior. They're trying to push me into it. During middle school, I had my son in behavioral therapy and ABA. I had all therapists at school meetings and IEP to reinforce. Yep, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle.
And to Shay, if they're still here, when you said you feel like a failure, you will look back on the times that you said that you're thinking you felt like a failure, and you'll see that you were doing so much. So in the moment, so it's easy to get down, but in the whole grand scheme of things, when you look back, you'll see. Sometimes you don't see it till later.
I use Young Living essential oils. Not all are good. Clary, sage, and bergamot, and used for anxiety and autism. Getting ready to try it with Ralph.
And
Bergamot.
that's
I gotta try it too.
And that's just like anything homeopathic. You can have certain brands work better than others because they're not regulated as far as how much is supposed to be in it and how much is proven and things like that. So you will find different brands that work better or not as well. Good
Hey,
evening,
Terry Ann.
everyone.
They mostly are through Zoom and only been around for a little over. Second bad experience. Have no clue Oh, you're talking about ABA experience. Huh? Yeah, make sure you do your research. Brandy would message me. Nita Brandy is using an ABA place through Zoom. They've only been they're brand new. They're trying to push behaviors on her. Yeah, I would only been around for a month. They're trying to push behaviors on her. Change man hospitals or something. And I said, no way. And they've only been with him for a month. That doesn't even sound. I don't. Yeah, that don't even sound right. Yeah, I would definitely try to find somewhere else.
And
Does
that's the
that
thing
sound?
is, no, that's what I
Oh,
was gonna say. And that's the thing is, like I agree with ABA. I think ABA is an effective thing for my daughter who's on the spectrum. But we have come through certain techs, therapists, certain companies for ABA that just didn't work out.
mhm. And I did hear Camille mention something. Someone asked that same question, something similar. I know she said some are just businesses that start up. So it's very important that you do your research and find out who owns it, how they started. See if you can get some parent testimonies about the place.
And also who's working for them, because it's vital too who's going to be working with your child. The tech is going
Yeah,
to be
that's
working
the
with
most
your child the
important.
most. So you need the personalities
Mhm.
to work, and you need the tech to be on a certain level. Because if they're not, because the job is, I'm going to say, relatively easy to get, if they're not on that level of professionalism in the responsibility of their job, it's not going to go well.
Hey, Monique.
Tevra says there are some oils for cleaning and others for skin. The rest may be more the air, such as tea tree, eucalyptus, because they are extremely strong. Yes, there are some, especially tea tree oil. Be careful with that one. And when they say a drop or a dab, when you do use it on your skin, that's what they mean, a drop or a dab, not more than that. But yeah, there are certain ones. I'm sure there's certain, even if it's like, say, peppermint, and you were to put it on your skin or you were to put it in your diffuser, there could be both peppermint and both used for, a use for both of them. But make sure the one that you buy, you are able to put on your skin.
And while we're pausing here for a second, I want to remind all of you guys that we are starting our book club, Autism and Us Discussions and More. That's part of the package in that group. So if you are a reader and you are interested, we have opened up that door for 50 free spots for full membership. So I'm going to add the link in here to the group. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. It's Autism and Us, Discussions and More. And again, the book club will be starting up on the 25th, right, Linda?
Yep.
So if you're interested, see, I'm always losing stuff. Goodness gracious. There you go. I'm going to put it in here for you guys. This is just the way we're opening up the door as a way to build up the community over there, especially for when the book club starts. And
And anybody who's interested in the book club, if you plan on heading over there, feel free to inbox me any recommendations you have for a book if you have a specific book. So Charles, if you have a
all
specific book,
books autism related.
yep, everything, yep. Everything is going to
No,
be about autism, yes.
No, Catherine, we're gonna show you how to get the group. You can remain in the group for a lifetime. That's gonna be free, but
Mhm.
it is part of the package, full package. If you want the full package, we're gonna give you a code to get that year free. And then after your year is up, it's only $5. That is if you want. You don't have to choose the full check package. You can just stay in the group. But we'll share that once we get the spots together. Did it come up? I
And did
can't
what come
see
up?
it. I put it in. Did the link
The
come up in the
the link to
regular?
that free.
I put it in the
Oh, let me.
StreamYard.
Oh, I only see it in the
Okay.
StreamYard. I'm on a watch party.
Let me see. Let me see if it came up. Oh, okay. Yep, it did. So
Okay.
it's there. So you guys, you can click on that link to get your membership. Okay, we'll let you know how to do that. As soon as we're waiting on all the spots to fill, and then we're gonna put a post in the group so everybody can go over and get their full package. The ones that are interested. Hey, Veronica.
Hey, Veronica.
Late from work, getting my minions.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Veronica, about yesterday. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, Michelle, I'll check yours. Um, yeah, you shouldn't have anyway, because you're part of the team.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
I'll look into that. Okay.
Hi,
Um,
Ashley.
and if I
Says
don't
hi,
do it
beautiful lady.
tonight, remind me tomorrow.
She said. Ashley says hello, beautiful ladies.
What's for
Um,
dinner?
Linda and Nita.
Um,
Tevra.
you know what? I actually haven't eaten anything. I may cook a hamburger when I get off of here, but I haven't cooked. I haven't had any kids, so it's been like,
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
I probably
Huh?
make a hamburger, but I
I
don't have
am
no
making
chicken.
I'm making burrito bowls for dinner.
Oh no, 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 no! You no. We're gonna take care of you, Michelle.
Tevra says transition. Oh wait, sorry about that.
Oh no, I ate. I ate earlier. I just don't know. I'll probably eat. I usually eat because everybody knows I get hungry during these lives. So I'm gonna get off, and I'll probably make a hamburger. But I was just thinking, I don't have any cheese, and I can't have a hamburger without my
Really?
cheese.
And I can't do the opposite.
Really?
Unless well, I don't like American cheese for sure. American cheese cannot be on my burger. Tevra says I hold a degree in psychology, but I realize that all of the ABA agencies are not all tailored to each ability. Does the services fit the needs are always a thought. I was going back, but I found many of the techniques can be helpful, evidence based, and person based outcomes. For sure, it has to be the company that we have this time. It records so much data, and ABA is about the data and the growth and the change over time as well. So, I mean, not just seeing it with your own eyes, but sometimes you look at the paper and you actually see the numbers and the growth and the change. So, and if you don't see it, then, you know, you got to reassess why you're not seeing it. But yeah, that's a good point, Tevra. And Dinah says, that's right, single Saturday and Sunday for Nita.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not back yet. He's taking his time bringing them, so usually they would have been back by 7-ish, 6 to 7-ish.
Oh yeah, it is that day, huh?
8:20 now, so I'm not rushing them.
Less you have to do when they do get back, the later they get back, right? Because it'll be
Yes,
close to the bed, no dinner,
yeah.
they're already done.
So guys, make sure you're taking advantage of that free membership.
Oh, hey, Kat. Kat says, good evening, everybody, and Nita and Linda. Good evening, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Raina says, what are we doing? This is just an open discussion. Let's talk autism every Sunday at this time, usually about an hour and a half. So it started at 7 p.m. Eastern. And Raina's an ABA therapist.
Who is that?
Raina, she's in the watch party. She's an ABA therapist. And
we
Kat
had so many therapists.
is also
That's
one, yeah.
wonderful. I know you're not Russian either. You're Charles.
I always say that my son is I can't think of how I say it. But I said, like, when we go on trips, we bring him for the entertainment factor. Charles is the humor to the group.
Uh-huh. He adds that humor, that's for sure. Nathan and Eddie are going back and forth. My blood pressure is so low today. I can't even. They will have to figure their drama out this evening. Oh, poor baby. Mm-hmm. That she's in the loop. I'm gonna put this link up because y'all made me hungry now. So y'all know what time it is. Nigga gotta eat in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Y'all made me hungry now. I want the hamburger. So I put up the link, and what we do towards the end of the session, anybody's welcome to come on our last few minutes and say hello, show face. You are very much welcome. Now I think if Andre pulls up in the next few minutes, I'm gonna jump in a car and have him take me to Myers.
Oh, for the cheese?
So I can get me some cheese.
Raina, if you're still here, Catherine asked if you guys can connect. She's also an ABA therapist. And
that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I guess for Catherine and Raina, this question would be, or any parent who's gone through this, somebody asks about head banging.
Head banging. I'm sorry, Michelle.
Sorry, Michelle.
Feel better too.
Oh, hey,
head
Paula.
Banging.
I hope you feel better. Michelle.
Mr. Charles. Hey, Mr. Charles.
Hi.
Hey, Charles.
Linda.
Hey,
How are y'all doing
we're
tonight?
doing good.
Pretty
I'm
good.
doing.
Pretty good.
Nita will be doing better after
That's
she eats
good.
her burger
Yes.
and gets her cheese for her burger. What do you have for dinner tonight, Charles?
Um, Cindy, I had leftovers. I had some pork lo mein that I fixed the other night,
Mm-hmm.
and also last night I fixed um, chicken thighs with potatoes, or rosemary lemon chicken thighs with potatoes. So we had leftovers of both of those, and Cindy fixed some greens to go with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it should
So
be in there, Catherine. I put it in there. Should be let me see.
Somebody, Kevra says beef tips, asparagus, garlic potatoes, and rolls is what they're having. That sounds good.
asparagus, garlic potatoes, and wolves.
Rolls. Did he thought I said wolves?
Rolls.
Rolls. I thought he did say rolls.
Rolls.
Um,
Oh, sounds nice. Yeah. The only question I have about that is where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
but she
I
said
don't
beef
think
tips.
there's anybody back there.
Okay.
I know, right? I remember.
Hi, Kate.
I'm here.
Hey,
Hey,
How are
Catherine.
you
how
doing,
are
Kate?
you?
Nita, the link keeps going way too far down in our comments for the yard, so we may want to pin it.
I thought I had pinned it. I'm not sure. I probably didn't.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
probably
that to let you know it's going way far down. Well, not to be able to.
okay.
Well, funny thing is, it won't let me touch it and activate it that way. I have to memorize the ID, the part after the StreamYard.com slash. I have to
Yeah,
memorize that and then key it
I
in
have to copy
manually.
and
Oh,
paste
you're
it
good.
and then paste it into the thing. It's annoying.
You're good. You're good, Mr. Charles.
Well, I don't know
Um,
about that, but I know, at least I know how to memorize, a short string of letters and numbers.
Okay.
Crazy.
Me too, Michelle. The little short lady.
Okay, there you go.
Where's the beef?
Tevra says no heavy meat starting today.
What?
Dinah says that they're having. I don't even want to start to try to say that word.
What?
But she says meatball soup after that.
Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hello?
Hi.
Hi, kitty
Is it,
cat.
I can't.
is it a kitten?
Yep, this is Luna.
Oh, my
Hi,
dog.
Luna.
She's 11 weeks old.
Oh,
Wow.
she's so pretty.
Aw.
Yeah, she's getting all different colors right now, and her sister's over here causing trouble. Come here, little one. Say hi, Lily. Say hello. Say hi.
Aw.
I just want to get down and play. Hey, be friendly. Say hi.
Oh, is she considered calico?
Yep, she's a calico, and then Luna is a tiger calico mix.
Aw.
Okay.
Luna, I thought she was just like a tabby or something. Yeah.
That's what I
She's
thought
mixed.
too, but
Mm-hmm.
her owners said they're mixes, but this is what she's looking
Aw.
like. She's all different colors though. If you can see, she's like
What color?
black and brown.
What color are her feet?
Brown with a little bit of black and tan.
Oh, okay. So they're the same color. Oh, okay. I wasn't
Aw.
sure if I saw white paws. Aw.
Yeah.
Paula says, so can we ask
Yeah.
questions about autism? What I am lost. Yeah, when we do this we do about an hour and a half. So we started at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we do start with questions. Anything, it's open talk autism. We discuss many different things. So you're welcome to throw out your questions, your topics. Only right now, it's right towards the end. That's why it's more of a close.
And I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's the end of Nita's 90 minutes. It's dinner time.
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh,
Is there a place
Pam
where
wants to come on.
we have a list of the upcoming focused lives, so I know what's coming up and I can plan my schedule to listen
We
to
don't have
certain
we
ones?
Yeah, I'll put one together, but we don't have any just yet. We had somebody from what happened to from Michigan Alliance. Did she ever get back with you?
I'm trying to remember. I thought I sent her to you, but I'll check. And
Yeah, I haven't heard anything else from
I know
her.
she popped into my inbox. I'll check and see. I never talked to her again though, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll check and see.
Can
And then
but I
Charles, we
will
will try to figure
when
out
we
an
get.
idea
Yeah.
I
to
get
Okay.
keep like the
a
posted ones coming up.
Huh?
can I
I
get on
can't
this
hear you.
again soon with you
Oh
guys?
yeah, yeah. Just let us know when you're ready. And Mr. Charles, you too. Let
I'm
us know
ready.
when you're ready to do another
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Maybe I will plan on doing another one at some point here. You know, 'cause I guess everybody so far seems to have liked the ones I've done. So
Yeah, yeah. So
okay,
let us know. We always
okay.
want to hear your
Uh,
wisdom.
We're
Come
both used.
on, come
well, I
on,
don't know about
Pam.
that. I have experiences anyway that maybe can encourage some, maybe give some insight in some things.
That works. We always
Definitely.
Yeah.
always
Yeah, we have a kid who's not paying any attention to class. Just he's got that paper and pencil, and he's counting by 76s.
Oh wow. 76s. Oh my goodness.
That was me.
Uh,
That's funny.
Pam, you can come on. Come on
Pam, hurry
in.
up and join us before Nita gets too hungry.
Yes. I gotta go make that hamburger. Hamburger.
With no cheese. You gonna run
Oh,
Well, I was hoping if Andre would have pulled up, I would have ran to the store, but it doesn't look like by that
Ugh.
time I'll be done
mm.
slapped that burger on the stove so fast.
um. Oh, Paula says, so can't stay up late every night. I'm in Ireland. Heard about you. Stayed up tonight. Thanks for coming in tonight, Paula. And we
Yeah,
totally
thank
understand.
you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Pam
In a
Pam
bit.
says it's not letting her in. Yeah,
Oh,
next time, Pam.
Pam, the link is down below in the chat. Just re-hit the StreamYard and it should log you in.
Uh
Okay.
Michelle says
Only
only
76s I pay attention to is the truck stop. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
right.
Even to this day, I can tell you what
We
76 to the
76,
12th
girl.
power is. I have that memorized.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
So
Crazy,
one
crazy.
to be two is like the
All these dishes just stack up.
You cleaning up?
Yes, Nita, it's driving me insane. I always have to do dishes every night, and I'm like, how do we make this many dishes with only two of us? Like, my sink is full, and I'm like, wait, there's only two of us living here. But yeah, he's in his
Well,
office.
I have it's three grown-ups here, and I'd be wondering how does our house get in such a disarray with
That,
three grown folks here?
he throws his clothes on the floor, messes. I'm
I
like,
know, huh? Yeah, we have Emily's the only one who's not a grown up. So there's 4 grown ups here and same thing.
I'm like,
'Cause I know I
Well,
don't even
hopefully,
all this
Danielle,
stuff
you're
come
looking
from?
into vegetables in your garden. Hopefully, it's a vegetable garden.
Oh, from Danielle. God really help me. I'm still working.
Yeah.
Oh, you're outside. It's not working for me. I think it's my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, Pam. Well, we'll be here same time next time.
Yep. And
So
everybody
I want to
remember.
thank oh,
Oh, everybody remember in the discussions group, Autism and Us discussions and more. June 25th, we will be starting our very first meetup for the book club. So
Woohoo!
it will be
Can't
June
wait.
25th at
Okay.
6 p.m. at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9
I'll
p.m.
be there.
Eastern. So if you can make it, you're interested, please be there, join the
Yep.
discussion. It'll be fun.
I'll be
make
there.
sure you join that group. It's pinned in the comments. It should be. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you
everyone.
all.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
So
Amanda,
And
Amanda.
Bye. Thank you, Charles.
Kate and Mr. Charles, you
Thank
guys
you.
contact me and let me know when you guys will be ready. Oh, that sounds good.
true.
Peppers,
It does.
cucumbers, squash,
Squash, greens, cabbage,
greens,
and
cabbage, and
tomatoes
tomatoes.
are the best. Right when you pick them. Oh my goodness. Oh, Charles would love that. I forgot Charles would like tomatoes.
Tomatoes, Mr. Charles.
Oh, gross.
Gross. Okay, you guys. Everybody, thank you for joining us, and
Bye, everybody.
All right.
see you
Have
later.
a great
Good night,
night,
everybody.
y'all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.